reasons, he really chose to ignore what is most radical and I think historically true about the Second Amendment, which was the extent that it is designed to empower the people to overthrow a corrupt government. And instead, he turned it into an amendment that really is designed only to protect people against criminals who are trying to invade their homes. But when they talk about militia, I think that some people had in mind the image of Minutemen in Concord and Lexington and other groups of citizens. They were not necessarily thinking of state National Guards and the like. Now,
the Second Amendment is something that guns because they are vigilantes, but they have weapons because they either collect them or, more importantly, it's part of their hunting lifestyle. I spent quite a bit of time in Wyoming, and there most of everyone's food budget was provided by game, either fishing or something they hunted. Most of what they ate didn't come from a grocery store. So for them, it was just hunting was part of their lifestyle. And most people who own weapons in our country now, it's because it's part of their hunting lifestyle. So I think those people would be really unnecessarily frustrated.
Do you own any guns?
I don't personally own weapons. Most of my family members do.
Why not?
I don't personally because I grew up in a home where, I grew up overseas where in foreign countries, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Japan, and in those countries, for you to be in those countries as a foreigner, you weren't allowed to have a weapon. So no one in my family ever had a weapon because we were foreigners in a foreign country. So I never grew up with it. Most of my family members do. I don't hunt. I do all the butchering and cleaning and packing and cooking, but I don't personally hunt.
What is your take on the NRA?
I think the NRA in the past has been an important organization. I think there are some members of the NRA who have become so extreme about some of the weapons that they're defending that they've turned off a lot of people who would normally support personal weapon use. For instance, most people don't have a problem with people having guns for personal protection or hunting, but they do have a problem with people who have automatic weapons, things that are more collector's items, things that aren't used except by our military.
What is wrong or great about them?
About the NRA? I think they're great in that they're one of many organizations that focuses on making sure that threatened rights for any amendment are protected. Because a lot of times, over time, we tend to lose our rights. There are lots of people, because of crime and all the criminals who own weapons, that in our response to that, we take away the rights of law-abiding citizens. So they protect those people's rights. What I don't like about them is that they support extreme weapons and extreme gun use. So that tends to make everybody else look bad.
What do you think about the people that protest the Second Amendment?
I think that a lot of the people that I've known protest the Second Amendment have experience or backgrounds with enormous amounts of violent crime, especially in urban centers. So their exposure to weapons has always been negative. It's been criminal. It's been something that they've grown up in very violent neighborhoods where weapons have been used against people. I also think that in many cases they haven't ever been in a situation where they personally needed a weapon for personal protection. They haven't personally needed a concealed permit, for instance.
What would you do about these protesters?
I think they absolutely need to continue to have the right to protest. That's part of what America is. You need people on both sides.